Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about all the strikes, all the shortages, all the things that are coming this way stateside over the next several months. But first, roll the intro. Welcome back. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased on owner operators and carriers operating out of their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about what's going on in the country, what's coming up, and how that's going to affect the trucking industry. Now, we've made several videos about this. We made a live the other day that did really well. A lot of you guys watched that live. It unfortunately had some technical glitches. We also made a weekly segment about that. But now things are getting really hot. They're warming up, if you will. It's coming up. This next coming Tuesday is going to be the East Coast longshoreman port strike. And we talked about, like I said in a previous video, I'll leave a little card in the corner, but this is a really big deal because they control so much of the freight that comes in and out of the country, at least on the Atlantic side. Anywhere from 43% to 56% of all imports coming into the United States, imports are coming into the East and the Gulf Coast. So that shuts down. That's upwards of half or possibly more, depending on which ones you include, of the ports that would not be functioning. That's going to have an effect on the economy, on all our pricing, on inflation. Now, what is it going to actually affect? Because everyone's talking about these things, and we understand that generally it will, but every port works differently. Some ports bring in one thing, another port brings something else, okay? There's a mix of things. So what we're looking at now, coming up from all the way up from Maine, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, going all the way down Charleston, all the way to Texas, through Savannah, all the way up to Houston. So a ton of space will no longer be functioning. And what are we actually looking at? We're looking at manufacturing. We're looking at food. We're looking at auto parts, truck parts, fresh produce, and we're looking majorly at medicine or pharmaceuticals. That's a big deal for a country that's pretty much everyone's on some sort of medicine, at least one prescription medicine, and we don't make pretty much any of it in here stateside. So when things like this happen, it does create problems. As far as like fruits and things like that, it's going to hit it really hard. Part of it is because of the hurricane season, and we'll talk about that as well. But we're talking bananas, pineapples, citrus, grapes, apples, pears, cherries, berries, kiwis, and even stone fruit. They're all being rerouted and or delayed, if you will. So that's going to create a bottleneck and lots of bad product. Basically, it's going to be out there and it's going to be decaying. So like I said, 43 to 56% of all U.S. imports are to the East and the Gulf Coast, a very large chunk. We're talking 54% of auto parts coming in through there will stop. 91% of pharmaceuticals, that was 50, well, no, 91% of pharmaceuticals are coming in through that port from overseas. And finally, 51% of aerospace engineering parts and things like that they need for these rockets and whatnot, also coming in from there. I imagine probably through Texas or something like that, or maybe through Georgia or Florida or something like that, right? In addition to all of this, guys, that's what's part of the problem. In addition to all this, we have Canada's West Coast grain terminal, where the workers have gone on strike. Well, guess what? This is harvest season. To go on strike during harvest season is very similar to East Coast and Gulf Coast, East and Gulf Coast ports going on strike at the busiest time of year during basically peak season in the shipping cycle that starts in October, and they start October 1st. So now you have Canada as well there. There are already problems that are already showing up, and that will continue until that gets taken care of. Then, of course, you guys have all heard the headlines. Florida's got, the ports are shutting down. They've already shut down the ports. They've actually removed certain DOT regulations for truckers. They're bringing in water and all sorts of emergency supplies because Hurricane Helene is really hitting hard. Now there's going to be repairs and all the rebuilding that will ensue afterwards. And finally, to cap it all off, we have Chinese hackers that are attacking U.S. ports and energy systems and, very, very important U.S. critical infrastructure. That means, how are they going to get you out of a port? How are they going to get you loaded if the computer's down? If the roads and the stop signs and the lights and whatnot, like say the whole entire DOT goes down or something like that, the infrastructure goes down, if the electrical system goes down, things like that. That's happening behind the scenes. So combine all this together and we're looking at a very interesting October, November, December, and probably the rest of 2025, or at least into 2025. Guys, I hope that has been helpful. I hope that was eye-opening. Hopes you kind of get an idea where we're going in, because yes, rates will go down, absolutely, without a doubt, but it's a lot easier to stomach when you actually know that and you anticipate that and you know that there's something better coming just over the horizon. So would love to hear from you guys in the comment section below. If you haven't done so, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll switch over the camera. We'll look over loads we booked for our customers, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back. Let's take a look at some of these loads. Guys, this week is interesting. We have a ton of flatbeds. We got a reefer and a handful of vans as well. Everyone did quite well. Definitely rates are down. They're definitely on a decline. But if you're in the right area with the right equipment, with the right attitude, and of course, the right dispatch service, you're going to make money. Let's go ahead and get started with Patrick Flatbed coming out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Going to Council Bluffs, Iowa. It's a 48,000 pound load of scrap baled steel, 378 loaded miles, booked at $900. Got him 238 a loaded mile. Then Sioux City, Iowa, taking a load to Moscow, Colorado. It's a 42,000 pound load of communication tower components. Tarping was required on this one. It's a longer run, 767 loaded miles, booked at $3,000. Got him an easy 391 a loaded mile. Now, granted, he had a bit of deadhead on the next one. Coming out of Redmond, Utah, going to Waynesboro, Virginia. A long run, 46,000 pound load of animal feed and supplements. Also, tarping was required, which Patrick is not new to. 2,029 loaded miles, long run for $3,900. Got him $1.92, coming out to a decent market out in the East Coast. Monday to Monday, 7 days on the road. Ended up grossing $7,800, ran 3,174 loaded miles at an average of 246 per loaded mile average. So an excellent gross. The rate per mile is good. And I would even say that even with the deadhead, it actually worked out quite well. Now, remains to be seen what happens next week. Maybe flatbed is the way to go to be in the East Coast when all these strikes begin. We shall see, and we will follow the story. Next, we got Milagres, one of our veterans, a reefer coming out of Greenville, Mississippi, going to Benton, Illinois. It's a 25,000 pound light load of Clithodium technical something. It's got a temperature of -5 on the reefer. 382 loaded miles, booked at $989. Got him 259 a loaded mile. Then Robarts, Kentucky to Rogers, Arkansas, with a 37,000 pound load of meat products at 28 degrees on the reefer. 493 loaded miles, booked at 1105. Got him 224 a loaded mile. Then Russellville, Arkansas to Houston, Texas, 40,000 pound load of palletized meat products at -5 again. 496 loaded miles, booked at $1,200. Got him 242 a loaded mile. Then Waymar, Texas, with looks like one pick. And then 3 drops. So Keller, Texas, Denton, Texas, and Dallas, Texas were the drops. Pretty straightforward. 1 pick, 3 drops, 24,000 pounds of sausage and pork products, 22 to 25 degrees on a reefer, 321 loaded miles, booked at 1183. Got him 369 a loaded mile. An excellent job, and he finished off strong. Right out of Dallas, 0 deadhead. Coming out to Cottonwood, Alabama. It's a 41,000 pound load of food products, 33 to 39 degrees on a reefer. 777 loaded miles, lucky number, $2,200 booked, got him 283 a loaded mile. So an excellent job. Milagres, as always, way to go. And that's what happens when you trust your dispatcher. Milagres and his dispatcher have been working together for, I think, like over 40 years now. Same guys working together. They're like brothers. It's awesome. Wednesday to Wednesday, 6677 in gross in a week, ran 2,469 loaded miles at an average of 270 per loaded mile average. Definitely a very good week during a down market. Way to go, Milagres. Next, we got Norman, another flatbedder coming out of Prattville, Alabama, going to Durham, North Carolina. It's a 46.2 load of building products. Tarping was required, 561 loaded miles, booked at 1,550, got him 276 loaded mile. Then Clio, South Carolina, Newton, North Carolina. It's a 40,000 pound load of wood products, Again, tarping was required, 151 loaded miles, short run, booked at 650, got him an easy 430 a loaded mile. Then Denver, North Carolina, going to West Fargo, North Dakota. It's a 31.5, I would say light load of racking. Tarping was required to fully cover the cargo, so quite a bit there. However, $1,400, 1,400 miles for $3,900 got him an easy 279 a loaded mile, and that's what makes your good week. 7 days on the road, $6,100 in gross, ran 2,112 loaded miles, only 135 deadhead miles in total, got an average of 289 per loaded mile average with very low deadhead, and a good amount of miles for the week, nothing too strenuous and nothing too crazy as far as weight when it comes to flatbed. An excellent job, Norman. Way to go. Let's see where it goes. You're going to be out in North Dakota. Next, we got Lucas in a dry van coming out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, going to Spokane, Washington with a 42.5 load of dry food items. 1,760 loaded miles, booked at $3,400, got him a $193 on that one. And out of Pullman, Washington, took a Yazoo City, Mississippi load, 44,000 pound load of agricultural materials, 2,270 loaded miles, booked at $4,000, got him a $1.76. Totally different approach, long miles, long miles. Ended up running a ton of miles, 4,030 loaded miles, 7 days on the road, Friday to Friday, grossed an amazing $7,400 on just 2 loads. Only had 74 miles of deadhead, obviously, very, very, near each other. But here's the interesting thing. Got this at an average of $1.84 a loaded mile. Very, very efficient in this sense. So he got a lower average, but guess what? Nothing too crazy on the weights, certainly not a flatbed, a very good gross, and he's repositioning himself for next week as well. Our guys know what they're going to be doing with this one. So excellent job, Lucas. Moving forward to Marty. He's running a flatbed, Decatur, Alabama to El Paso, Texas, 30,000 pound load of aluminum. This load required 6 tarps and had to be loaded by a crane. Now that's 1,275 loaded miles. Booked at 2,770, got on 217 a loaded mile. Down Carlsbad, New Mexico to Pueblo, Colorado. From bad to worse. Took a load, 45,000 pound load of rock salt, 4-foot tarps required. Flatbed, actually, those are not bad areas for flatbed. Now, if you were in a reefer or a van, they'd have a different conversation. 45,000 pound load of rock salt, 4-foot tarps required, 471 loaded miles, booked at $1,100, got him 234 loaded mile. Then Colorado Springs, Colorado with a 1-pig 4-dropper. It's going to Longmont, Colorado, Greeley, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and a final in Casper, Wyoming. It's a 16,000 pound light load of PVC pipes. You never get these. 373 loaded miles, booked at $1,150, got him 308 a loaded mile, and saved them a ton of money on fuel and got him out of Colorado into Wyoming. But our guys made up the difference coming out of Evanston, Wyoming, going to Fargo, North Dakota. It's really hard to come out of Wyoming, and with a light load of 15,000 pounds of macro or micro ducts, 710 loaded miles, got him out of there, booked at $1,400, got him just under $2 at $1.97. So get this, I say this is very, very good dispatching. Friday to Friday, gross $6,420 in gross, ran 2,829 loaded miles, got an average of 227 a loaded mile. In all of that, only ran 215 deadhead miles all in total. So I say good week, definitely a good gross, an excellent average, very light freight, you will agree, low fuel consumption. All in all, an excellent job, Marty. Way to go. And last but certainly not least, we got Justin. He's got a dry van coming out of Jonesboro, Arkansas, going to Mountainville, New York. It's a 38,000 pound load of food product, 1,169 loaded miles, booked at $2,600, got him 222 a loaded mile. An excellent job, tons of miles. Then Newark, New Jersey, going to Irvine, Pennsylvania. It's a 33,000 pound load of miscellaneous FAK product, 338 loaded mile run. $750 booked, got him again, 222 a loaded mile. On the last run, St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, and 2 picks in Orwell, Ohio, and one more pick in Columbus. So multi-picker there, 4 picks, 2 drops in Laredo, Texas. Gets him a 30,000 pound load of auto parts, 1,848 loaded miles, light load, multiple drops. $3,200 booked, got him a $1.73 on that one. So very, very good dispatching. Justin ran for 7 days a week on a road, Monday to Monday, 6,550 in gross, ran 3,355 loaded miles at an average of a $1.95 a loaded mile. And guess what? Didn't change much because his deadhead was only 118 miles of deadhead. So an excellent job there, sir. Well done. Welcome back and thanks for sticking around. Guys, as you can see, it's good to be a flatbedder this week. Flatbed is king, but we'll have to see where it goes next week. Might be vans, might be reefers, but wherever the market leads, our dispatchers will be there just as we've been there for years and years and years. You know, week after week, we've been producing these videos, showing you guys where the market is, how we've performed, the good with the bad, just as we've done for well over a decade. And as these markets decline, you're going to find it increasingly more and more difficult to find profitable loads, to average out, to run efficiently, to cut down on your deadhead, on your weight, and to actually get the load before the next guy. There's still way too many trucks on the road. And now it looks like there's going to be, at least for a period, less and less freight. So getting a dispatcher does not make you lazy or any less of a person or anything like that. This is business and you need to be able to compete. We can't handle every trucker in the country, certainly can't. But those of you who are interested, who are willing to work, who are, have the ability to work with other people and consider their experience, their knowledge, and their skill set, and all the tools that we have available to make more money on your miles. Whether you're a leased on owner operator or a carrier working under your own MC authority, we can work with you. Super easy to get in touch with us. Simply call or text 801-448-6363 or go to our website at aftdispatch.com. Until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.